I'm not sure if it's working.
It says live at the top of mine.
Oh, there we go. Now we're in. Hello, welcome to our Friday live stream. Sorry we're late. CJ, you want to defend yourself?
I would love to defend myself. So I ended up working until like 6:30 tonight at my day job because I am in the process of training my replacement, who is amazing and incredibly smart. But the sheer wealth of knowledge that you gain is overwhelming. And so this afternoon was a little bit of a struggle for us, for both of us. And it turns out we were going to do some stuff this afternoon, and it turns out we couldn't do that stuff because she hadn't been hooked up for some of the programs that we use. And so it was just one of those Fridays where nothing went right in the afternoon after, everybody who could fix it went home already. So I ended up at work a long time. So I didn't get home until almost 7. So that's my defense of myself and my lateness. I apologize. Sincerely. Really.
You don't care at all.
Not, well, I care. Just,
No, you don't. Knock it off.
well, about today I do because it wasn't my fault. Like, it wasn't me being a jerk. Like,
This
where
time
I
I wasn't
forget
being a
that
jerk.
2 hours isn't 20 minutes.
I didn't open my file or anything like a dickhead. Why am I a dickhead? Travis doesn't know either.
So, we ready to do this?
Hold on, I gotta get my file open. Didn't you just hear me?
No,
I'm
I
talking
wasn't
to my
listening.
fucking self. God, I noticed.
I'll get better at it. So while Sarah's doing that, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about tonight. So last week, we decided that we kind of mix up the format a little bit, just try and add a couple of extra things. So we're going to probably start off with a writing prompt from Sarah's lovely app that gives us 3 individual items. And then we take 5 or 10 minutes. We write about, did we decide to raise it to 200 words?
Yeah, I think we're doing it at 200 words.
So we write a 200-word story based on those 3 prompts. And then we read them back and forth to each other. So we're going to do one prompt, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the aspects of writing. And then we'll do another prompt, and then have another lively discussion about something writerly. And then if we still feel up for it, we'll do a third prompt at the end. We hope that you enjoy your time with us and don't think we're complete nerds. Are you ready, Sarah?
I think I am now. All right. Our 3-word prompt is, I know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing an echo from your computer.
Ugh, bummer.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, we're going to try the headphones.
Here we go.
Now, unfortunately, my headphones do not want to pair with my computer for some reason on the Bluetooth. So we're going to have to do some old school. All right, how is that?
Well, I'm still hearing something, but it's not as bad, I don't think.
Okay.
All All right, and so it's a helicopter pilot, a sealed envelope, and an old pocket knife.
Hey, I have a limited amount of time. Get your ass down on my lap or go away. Thank you.
That was dramatic.
The cat has to be a part of it, so.
That's a condition they have.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, can you pour more food in the idiot's bowl before you go? Because look at him. All right.
Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
See what you made me do, Tag. I fell behind.
To be fair, it's short. It's only 155 words.
Nice.
Doop, 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 doop. So, yeah. That's how my life is right now. Just over here typing and stuff. You look really amused with yourself.
No, I'm amused by you and your dancing and singing.
Well, I'm fabulous.
I agree.
See how
Fully.
awesome I am. See how awesome I am. See how awesome I am. My contacts are being bitches, though. Doop, 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 doop. Is this making you feel better about working or worse about working?
It's not helping me work.
I find that hard to believe.
Definitely amusing.
I'm pretty swell. Do, 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 do. So I'm using Travis's camera, and I think I like it.
I like it better.
Yeah. It's just this tiny little camera. It's like a tiny external camera, but like I can point it, which is why I like it so much. But also, I think it looks better. So
It seems less blurry than yours.
that's what I mean. Like I think it looks more like my phone camera.
Yeah.
All that noise, you should be done. So I clean my shelves behind me. Aren't they nice? Ooh. It's not perfect, but you know, I improved it. So, whatever. Good enough. My printer's out of ink, though. That's a sad day. But it's coming tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Yeah, super exciting. And then I'm going to pick up Jay. I told him I was going to get him today, but it wasn't coming today, so. Hold on, my phone's freaking out because it's up too bright, and so it's not charging as fast as it's losing power. Freaking out! I'll go to sleep. Since that's the app we use, that kind of matters.
Right?
Dreamer just attacked the couch. I don't know what it did, but she's mad. Maybe there was a fly in here earlier, so maybe she caught up to the fly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad. All right, I'm done.
All right. You want me to go first? You want to go first? It switches cameras when you make noise, dumbass.
I think you should go first.
I was making you say it.
Why are you so mean to me?
Why are you an asshole?
Because you're mean to me. Oh,
I'm gonna drown you in here.
In what?
My bathtub. Then you're in the place where I have to cut you up.
There's no way you drowned me in your bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
No.
I'm confident.
I'm not terribly worried.
You should be. Okay. The helicopter pilot stepped out onto the shore. He couldn't believe he hadn't died. He looked back and saw the burning body of his oldest friend, Dave. He was gone now. His body was burning and there was no sign of life. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a sealed envelope. He looked at his friend's handwriting and thought about how badly he didn't want to deliver this letter. But then again, it was better to deliver it than the other option. He put it back in his pocket and patted it. Looked down at the sand and at his feet was a small pocket knife. It was rusted and worn, but something about it drew the pilot to it. He picked it up and pushed it down into his pocket. He didn't need it now, but who now knew how long he was going to have to fend for himself out here.
Ooh,
There we go.
nice.
Thanks.
All right, here's mine. Don't bite me.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Sometimes she just puts her teeth on me because she's feeling sassy. Okay, here's mine. The man waiting on the helipad watched the pilot maneuver the bird onto the landing site. He fiddled with the old pocket knife in his pocket while he watched the helicopter twist and turn, seeking a landing place. When it finally landed, he trotted forward with a long sealed envelope under his arm. The door of the copter opened, and he handed the envelope to the pilot. "This goes directly from your hands into the chairman's hands," he shouted above the continuous roar of the blades above them. The pilot nodded, acknowledging that he understood. He slammed the door shut and tossed the envelope on the seat next to him. Pulling back on the gear stick, he raised the helicopter back into the air and made his way across the city. He landed on top of another skyscraper, and after turning off the helicopter's engine, he grabbed the envelope and hopped out onto the landing pad. There were 2 people waiting for him. And that's all I got.
Well, there you go.
Well, there I go.
I don't know if you can hear that or not. Did you just mute yourself?
Yes, I did.
I mute myself when you're talking, otherwise my house noise makes you pop off and it pops over to me.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. But it's thundering up real bad, so if I go bye, that would be why.
Okay. I looked at our our weather forecast, and we're not supposed to get more storms until 10. So we should be well
it just
done.
thundered like crazy just now.
That was the storm we got last night, which was amazing. I watched it roll in. It was just beautiful because you could see, because it started rolling in right before sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the breaks in the clouds, you could see the sunset, it was purple and red and orange, but only in certain places because the clouds were just so thick, but in places they were broken. And so it was so cool as I was driving home last night.
We had some sort of like microburst thing earlier, and my street flooded. There were trees down all over. That was like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
I want you to know, as much as I hate this weather right now, because it's so hot and it is so humid, but my tomatoes are like this.
Yeah.
They're ginormous. And the beets are just about ready to come out. I don't know about the carrots. I need to do some more research on how you tell when carrots are ready to come out of the ground. And I think I'm going to have to take out one of the zucchini plants because I think they're overcrowding each other. But the cucumbers seem to be doing pretty well. They're pretty happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a crap ton of tomatoes, though, because we have...
Bring me tomatoes when you come.
Will do. I'm going to be there in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's super exciting.
I know. Yeah. And then we're going to go see the Dark Tower, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
It is. It is going to be glorious and amazing.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm brushing the kitty. I'm brushing the kitty. Look at that. It's ridiculous. You see that?
Yeah, that's lovely.
For her short hair, she's just like...
You know we're like streaming right now, right?
Yes. Shall we talk about writing then?
You had questions and stuff.
I do. I have questions. So you're going to answer the questions first. So,
You're awful pushy.
Sarah, how do you get in the mood to write? What inspires you?
Those are two different questions. Just thought I'd share that with you.
Well, then answer them both.
I dislike you greatly. No, I forgot them both.
How do you get in the mood to write? Let's start with that one.
Like overall, or like to write for tonight?
No, overall. Like, how do you, when you're going to sit down and write, what do you do? And not editing, but writing. Like, if you're going to do a NaNoWriMo, or you've got something percolating, what do you do? Do you set something up? Do you have specific music playing?
No.
You just sit down and write?
I don't. Yeah, whatever I feel like doing at the same time. I usually watch something.
Okay. What inspired? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what inspires you.
That's such a general question. I don't.
What inspires you to write? What do you read things like?
It's really like I don't know. Like, I can't tell you ahead of time that something's going to. If that makes any sense.
It does. Can you give me an example of something that has inspired you to write in the past?
No, because they don't connect. Like, what I write and what inspires me to write do not connect to each other.
No, but I mean, like...
So I don't recall any of them because they don't connect to each other.
So you can't point to something and say, that inspired me to write. Not write something specific, but that triggered something in me. Like, if you read On Writing by Stephen King, does that inspire you to write? Does it make you think about writing?
Sorry, it's been thundering now for about 4 seconds. Straight. Now it stopped and started over here. I might die. Yeah, I guess, I mean, being around other creative things, I don't know, it's hard to really say. Because it's not, like, it's not predictable in any way.
Fair enough. Alrighty then.
So, there you go.
That was lovely. Personally, I use music. It depends on what I'm writing or what kind of music I use. If I'm actively trying to focus on the story, I tend to use instrumental music just because if I know the lyrics, I'll start singing and then I don't write. What inspires me? Other writers inspire me, especially when I watch YouTube and the AuthorTube videos. I get this thing, like my brain goes, ooh, that's what I want to be. I want to be writing. I want to do this, like right now. And often, unfortunately, right now, I can't do that because I'm listening to it while I'm at my day job or I'm watching it before I go to bed. And so it's not conducive. So I'm hoping that part of my work schedule, I guess, when I leave my day job, will be that I can spend some time in the morning becoming inspired by writers and then channeling that into whatever I happen to be writing at the time.
There you go. That's the thing.
Yep.
What is the
That's
cat
the thing.
doing? Hold on, the cat's getting in the closet that he doesn't belong in because I didn't lift the door. You can't live in the closet.
You're not his boss. You can't tell him what to do.
My taxes pay his freaking salary.
Yeah, but he's in office now. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, I mean, I could kill him.
I think that's classified as murder.
It's a cat. It's just cruelty to animals. He actually has a terminal illness I could have him put down.
Yes, but he's also the
county chairman or county assessor.
Yeah, he's also the county assessor, so I'm pretty sure
he spends a lot of his time around here assessing stuff.
That is part of his job.
He assesses that the food is not in the middle of his bowl, so obviously it's empty.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He assesses whether or not you did a good job cleaning his litter box.
And how well did you clean his litter box?
Usually he's unimpressed. You're muted, dork.
Sorry.
You're a dork.
I am, but I'm a cute dork. And I'm a funny dork. So should we
telling yourself that?
I am. I'm hilarious.
Yeah.
Hi, hilarious.
That's the word people use when they talk about you.
People talk about me?
Sure. Okay, here we go. Here's the next one. This one's weirder than the last one.
Woohoo!
A malfunctioning robot. A puzzle box.
A whistle box?
Puzzle.
Oh.
A waffle iron.
I like waffles.
What was that stink face for?
Cat hair in my mouth.
Ew.
That was horrible.
Sorry?
You're not sorry.
Not really. Sorry, I'm in the middle of both writing and talking to Travis about him bringing me home sugar.
Oh, nice. Okay, you gotta get down. Seriously. Thank you.
I think I'm done. There's a gnat in here, so if I look crazy, it's because the gnat's flying around. Both of the cats are sitting with their backs to me.
They know.
They're ashamed. They're ashamed of me because I'm awful. It's true, though, so I mean, can't blame them. How you doing over there?
I'm almost done. All right, it's a little over 200, but I'm okay with it.
Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah, you went first last time. I suppose it's my turn. Clue, can you take the waffles out of the iron before they burn? Julian didn't look up from the puzzle box she was holding. She turned it over in her hands, touching each of the designs on the 6 sides. There was a pattern here, but she couldn't quite see it yet. A clang from the other end of the kitchen made her look up, just in time to see Cleaner 2 open the waffle iron and dump the smoking contents onto the floor. She sighed. He was malfunctioning again. She set the puzzle box down on the table and crossed the kitchen to where the robot stood, his arms, still holding the iron, jerked back and forth, the red and green lights on his face flashing violent warnings. Dodging the hot iron, Julian managed to pop open Cleaner 2's operation box and hit the emergency shutdown switch before he did any more damage to her kitchen, or to her. She would have to call the repair guys in the morning to fix whatever was wrong with the robot this time. Julian scooped the burnt waffle off the floor and dumped it into the trash can. She'd have to find something else to eat. She returned to the puzzle box, hoping whatever was inside would be valuable enough to pay for Cleaner 2's repair job. Voila!
They're dope. Sorry, thought I saw a fly. All right, here we go. Max leaned down. What did you say, Osimo? I said you should open the puzzle box, the stiff robot voice replied. Osimo will reward you. Max picked up the puzzle box. He spun it in his hands for a moment before he twisted it and heard a click. The box started to open, and after a moment, blades popped out and cut his hands. Why did you make me do that? Osimo has gotten retribution. More retribution is needed. Before Max could process what was happening, Osimo was throwing a large metal object at his head. Max ducked as the waffle iron struck the wall behind him. He dropped onto all fours and ran toward the door. When he reached it, he stood up and ran out the door as fast as he could. And that's the last time anyone was in that house, Cameron explained, and that's why I'm not going in. You're muted.
I said, nice!
My contacts are bothering me.
You can take them out.
No, I don't feel like fucking with that.
Fair enough.
So.
Do you know what is delightful? I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, that's delightful for me as well.
Yes. Yes. So I do have another topic. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to just make fun of me?
Oh, I don't care. Both have merit.
Okay, here's the discussion topic. How do you handle writer's block? What do you do when things get difficult? When you're writing or you're editing and you just can't or you don't want to? Do you try to change your own mind about what you're writing? And if yes,
Jesus, dreamer.
How do you do that?
I don't really get writer's block. I mean, one of the nice things about not planning what you're going to write is that you can't get too blocked on it because you're not really doing that. So I don't really get writer's block exactly. Sometimes I don't really want to edit, but most of the time I just have to like remind myself why I'm doing it. You know, and once I make myself start, it's not hard.
How do you determine whether something is worth continuing? Like, have you ever gotten through a first edit of something and been like, you know what, this just is not worth another edit. It's not worth another read through. It's definitely not worth beta readers, that kind of thing.
I don't know if I've ever run into that exactly. I pretty much, if I lose interest in it, I feel like it's probably not interesting enough to continue with. So that's kind of what I go with.
Sounds good. I do get writer's block, but I don't think it's writer's block. I think it's writer's frustration, if that's a thing, where the story isn't doing what I want it to. The characters aren't doing what I want them to. Like, I had this idea in my head of what it should be, and they're not doing it. And so one of the things I've done in the past is I just like, fine, if you're not going to do what I tell you to, then I'm just going to stop writing you. And so that's something I'm going to have to work on. I don't really have a way to fix it, except I'm going to have to find a way to just continue on. And I try to remember, sometimes successfully, sometimes not so much, but I try to remember that I'm not in charge of the characters. They have their own personalities, and what's coming out of my head sometimes isn't what I consciously wanted to happen, but that's how the characters are. That's what they're doing. That's how they function, how they work. And so I have to just kind of bite the bullet and learn to go with it. How do I determine whether something is worth continuing? I'm kind of in the same position. That mine is, if I'm not interested in writing it anymore, someone else probably isn't that interested in reading it. So I just kind of go, okay, well, that didn't work out the way I planned. Let's move on. You're muted.
Sorry, I was actually trying to look at the weather because it's getting real crappy out there. if I wrote something that I felt was like important, I might feel different about that. You know what I mean? Like I don't write anything that's going to like change the world or anything. So if I bail on it, it's just that it just wasn't interesting enough. It's not like, you know, if I was making a scientific breakthrough that would like save lives, it's not quite the same. It's not the same thing really. So
Yeah.
sorry, I was checking the weather because it's getting pretty icky out.
How does it look?
It's just like a smattering of storms all around us, so it's lovely. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the storm?
As long as like our basement doesn't flood too much, but it floods, so and then it smells.
That's lame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we had that big thing earlier that flooded my street, so I'm wondering if my street's flooded now.
So, what time is it? 8:30.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another writing prompt?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to say, you know, we started late, but we're gonna end early or on time?
Yeah, I mean, with the storm going and stuff, I'm kind of concerned I'm going to lose power again, and then that's a whole ordeal. So it's probably just easier just to end it, and then it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to cut it off here. We'll see you guys next week. We should be on at 7 next week. Is next week your last day?
It is. It's my last day at work, which means I will probably be out early.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll probably end up going in a little early. And basically all I'll be doing Friday is wrapping up stuff with my replacement and then doing exit stuff, like putting stuff in a box, saying goodbye to people.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, so next week we should be on time. Sorry about that this week. Things happen. And then about a month and a half from now, you're going to be not in the sticks.
Yes, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
So I'll have to, one of the things I've been thinking about is where am I going to do this kind of thing? Because the bedrooms are really small.
Yeah.
And so we got to figure out where we're going to put our desks, if we're going to have desks. So I might end up doing it from the living room. I might end up doing it from the piano studio. It depends. So, but I'm excited. Yay.
Woo woo. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Links for everything are down below. Leave your versions of the prompts in the comment section, and we will see you next week, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.